Hey everybody, today Rahdo runs down Deckscape, the Mystery of Eldorado, which is the latest in the series of pocket escape room adventures, and I'm going to spend a few minutes today giving you an idea of what's new in this edition. Now I'm not going to tell you how to play Deckscape. If you want to know that, you can hit that eye in the top right corner screen and go watch my video for the original Deckscape test time, I believe it was. Today this is less of a rundown and more of just an unboxing. I'm going to open this box, I'm going to show you the first few cards just to give you an idea of the setting and again what's new in terms of gameplay. They haven't really changed much with the formula, but still, let's go on ahead and open the box. As always, you get a deck of cards, and like the previous one, you also get a leaflet. You are not allowed to open this until told. I am not going to open it for you. You guys will not find out what it is here. And otherwise, when you are ready, everybody's sitting down, you can just go on ahead and start flipping cards and taking a look. And once again, welcome, and proceed to the next card. Now, if you want, you can go on ahead and pause and read the story setting and all of that. I'm just going to go on ahead. Hey, there's more story in The Legend of Eldorado itself. Yes, read if you like. Almost here. Here we are. Hey, we're on a plane and oh, something has happened. Read that if you want to know what has happened. But the important thing is, in the previous one, Heist in Venice, right off the bat, we got to choose starting characters. Every player had a character with a unique power. This time, we have 4 specific items: a pair of binoculars, a sharp machete, an indispensable manual, and some nutritious food. Now, I'm not going to flip these over and let you know what they do, but as part of the start of the adventure, you get to pick 2 of these as a group. It's not like everybody gets one, because this can support officially up to 6 players. Instead, as a group, you decide what 2 things these are going to bring. The other 2 are left behind on, well, you can see what it is if you read the little story there. So that's an interesting choice right off the bat, because that means you will not see everything there is to see in this adventure based on what you've chosen, and it can push the adventure in a slightly different direction. Now, this isn't a really huge game changer, but it was really nice, and I mean, probably one of the coolest moments was right at the beginning. How do we choose? We want to take all 4 of these things when we're going to go through a jungle adventure looking for the lost city of Eldorado. Why wouldn't you want a machete or binoculars or a manual? It's indispensable, after all. So you got to make that choice, and then you gotta live with it as you continue the adventure. And, so many emotions in such a short time, you end up fainting. And when you wake up, you have, I gotta say, this is kind of the standard system for how Deckscape does a lot of their puzzles. Not all their puzzles, but it's often, hey, we just put you in kind of a logic situation and you have to figure out what to do. And when you think you know it, flip the card over, see if you're right or wrong. If you're wrong, you suffer a slight penalty, but it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. And I've always loved that about Deckscape because it gives them so much more freedom than any other escape room in a box, where the puzzles have to be supported by some kind of gaming infrastructure, whether it's an app or things that you chop up or boxes that you open. Here, the game can be as interesting in terms of puzzles as they want to be, and it's just kind of on the honor system. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the answer to this is. Let's just go on ahead and skip, because there's one more thing. The scoring has changed in this game a little bit compared to how it's worked in the past. Now, you don't go straight to X's, which hurt your score at the end. You get Z's, which represent the passage of time because you didn't do things ideally, and Z's build up and become X's. But there are opportunities during the game where you can get rid of those Z's and try to claw back if you've suffered any penalties. So you're a little bit more paying attention to the score in this Deckscape than any other one. And of course, as always, you can actually keep track of the score here if you want. Or, if not, you can decide to just use a separate piece of paper or what have you. But ultimately, welcome to the jungle. You're ready to go. You can read that if you want. But there's one more thing that I thought was so cool here. There's someone behind the bush. A noise is coming. Flip the card. Don't be afraid. Find out what lurks. And it is what do you call it? A frightened native. And this is so cool too. These escape room and home always give you some system that if you get stuck, you can ask for clues, and and then the game will penalize you for taking clues. At least most of the systems do that. The coolest thing at this point about Deckscape, the series, and this was true in Heist, it's even more in Venice, the previous one, even more true now. all of the puzzles, all of the events that happen to you here make thematic sense, unlike every other escape room, both real world and home version in the world. It's the true thing that makes it stand out. And the reason for that is because of the really cool system where often the logic puzzles just rely on your imagination. They don't have to have some kind of mechanism to unlock things. It's just your imagination that figures out, the puzzles. Like I said, this is a really simple one. There will be more complex ones, as you might imagine. And I mention this because even the clue system, whenever we want, we can ask our friendly guide, and he will give us the clues that we need. Even the clues are thematically grounded into the adventure in Deckscape, The Mystery of Eldorado, and I love it, folks. I would not say this is the best one. Heist, the previous one, I think is the high watermark for this series, but this one's a lot of fun too. My one complaint about it is, in all the other Deckscapes, very quickly you end up having usually 4 completely different paths that you could follow, and you can kind of split it up. Some players are working on this, some players are working on that. They all come back together in the end. In Deckscape, there were very rarely, I don't think there was ever 4 specific piles of cards on the table that let you explore stuff. Usually it was only 2. I think for a little while there was 3. For a good deal of the time there was only 1. And that meant there was a little bit less. I can imagine this one not working as well for bigger groups because everybody has to focus just on the 1 card or the 2 cards as opposed to everybody kind of splitting off and look at their own stuff. It's a minor complaint because to offset that, I think this one has the best thematic integration. At no point in the game, even with the hint system, are you ever taken out with some kind of weird, arbitrary collection of puzzles. Everything fits thematically. And like the previous Deckscapes, this game is focused solely on fun. It doesn't want to make you feel like an idiot. The puzzles are definitely on the low end for people who love really brain-burny, head-scratchy escape rooms. This might not be for you, but for me and Jen, this is the perfect escape room at home experience. Absolutely tickled pink with it. Cannot wait for the next one because Deckscape continues to deliver with The Mystery of Eldorado. And that's the rundown, folks. Thanks very much for watching. Have a very nice day. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye.